Let's bring in our military analyst, Sean Bell, then. And do you think that the US President's visit and indeed the US Secretary of State's visit earlier to Israel is contributing to this delay to any Gaza ground offensive?
Yeah, good afternoon, Anna. It's pretty evident that there's significant US diplomatic pressure to try to avoid an escalation around this. As you say, Antony Blinken, US Secretary of State, has been doing a whistle-stop tour of some of the stakeholders, and that seems to have led to the decision by President Biden to visit the region tomorrow. The real question, though, is what is he going to achieve when he comes? And there is a risk, obviously, that he inflames some of those tensions rather than solves them. But it's evident that everybody's trying to find a way to avoid the ground offensive happening, because that is where lies the route to escalation. The trouble is, time is not on Israel's side, because every day that goes by, we're seeing increased media attention on the humanitarian disaster that's unfolding. And of course, that will gradually reduce sympathy for the Israeli cause.
Well, the Israeli military claims they're doing everything they can to reduce collateral damage. Word today, 2,800 people lost their lives in Gaza. What do you make of that claim, then, that they are really trying to be careful?
It is difficult in a combat situation like this. I mean, the Israelis have delivered over 6,000 bombs over 6 days. They've caused a huge amount of damage from the air. But it is worth pointing out that Israel will have collected data on Hamas, their infrastructure, their people, their weapons storage over many, many decades. And that would have given them a master target list. And almost certainly that meant relatively quickly they could go into action when asked for. But, of course, there is mounting criticism that some of these attacks are indiscriminate. Now, we can't speak to the broader air campaign, but I would like to draw your attention to one particular example. And this is Beit Hanun, which is up in the northern part of the Gaza area. This is a picture taken in the summertime before the conflict starts. And if we wind forward to have a look at the picture from the weekend, and you can see a big area here that's been badly damaged by the Israeli air campaign. But I'd also draw your attention to the fact that on this same image, just the other side of the main road that goes through, are also a hospital and a major school. And whilst we can't say there's no damage, it does look as if they've been largely untouched by the action here. The real question here, though, is given that most analysts believe it's almost impossible to completely destroy Hamas, how much of this could you do from the air? If it was 80% from the air, then the only way to increase that number would be to do some form of ground offensive, and then you're into the case of diminishing returns. What's the risk involved, and what are the benefits involved? And that's almost certainly why we're seeing so much focus from the international community to put diplomatic pressure to find another solution.